Pour moi, c'est un peu un génie. Je rigole même pas quand je dis ça, mais Joachim, il y a un truc fascinant chez lui, c'est qu'il est capable de tout faire. Vraiment. Il suffit qu'il s'intéresse à un domaine, un sujet, un truc, que ce soit mécanique, bâtiment, électronique, technique, musique. Je suis pratiquement sûr qu'il est capable de devenir expert en la matière, quoi.
Il y a 10 000 trucs chez lui. Tu sais, t'as un studio de musique, mais t'as un garage aussi. T'as des trucs pour l'aviation, il y a des imprimantes 3D. Il fabrique tout chez lui. Enfin, c'est un peu notre Léonard de Vinci à nous, tu vois.
Pour moi, Joachim, c'est Master Zinzin. Voilà.
So welcome to my house. This is where I created the latest album and also where I do all the other projects, the controller and everything. So let's go, I'm going to show you everything. For my new album, I wanted to go back to fundamentals, and to do that I felt like I needed to do everything myself. For years I worked with top liners, singers, and instead of sending my tracks and someone else going to put their influence on it and gonna put their mark on it, I was like, hey, this one I'm gonna try to also to do it all on my own, basically, you know. And that's why I thought it was interesting to just kind of put myself in a bubble and do everything as usual, the mixing, the production, from the lyrics to the artwork, everything. I even made my own plugins for this album, so. Most of the tracks on the album have vocals. I wrote all the lyrics. I really enjoyed writing those lyrics. I wanted to talk about concepts and themes that I liked, so mostly perception of the world, perception of the ultimate reality, the relation between humans and machine, and most importantly between the brain, your consciousness, and AI. There's a very interesting relation between how the brain works and how AI works. My whole life, I was always looking, what is this reality that we live in? You know, I see you, I see colors, you know, what is it? And I always kind of started trying to make theories about what the reality is. And then I discovered a theory of everything. So, and it's called the CTMU, the Cognitive Model Theory of the Universe. It is a theory that would be an explanation to the universe we live in. What is basically the environment we evolve in and we perceive, and the mechanics behind it. So I wanted to make that album, the album about this. So my workflow for recording the vocal, basically I write the lyrics. It gives me inspiration and a kind of a purpose to make the music. And once I've done the music, I sing the top line myself. It doesn't always sound so good. And I use an AI software to completely transform my voice, change the tone, change everything, but keep the melody and the intonation, so the top line basically. And I change it to like a female vocal or something like that. And then I will work it, mix it as good as I could and make it sound as good as I can in my software. And there you go. I really wanted to try on this album to do everything myself, including the top lines and the vocals.
Tu sens que c'est quelqu'un, comment dire, dans le bon sens du terme, c'est quelqu'un un peu à part, tu vois, avec une façon de penser bien à lui et en même temps extrêmement brillante. Quand on passe un petit peu de temps avec lui, il est vraiment capable d'expliquer pourquoi il pense comme ça, pourquoi il s'intéresse à ça, etc. Et ça, c'est quelque chose que j'adore avec Joris, c'est que tu apprends tout le temps quelque chose, quoi. Je pense aussi, tu vois, cette capacité qu'il a à faire beaucoup de choses par lui-même, etc. C'est un grand désir de liberté, d'autonomie. Quand on se met à faire du live ensemble et tout, au début, on se disait, bah tiens, on pourrait jouer avec tel contrôleur, tel truc. Et puis on voyait qu'il y avait toujours une limite, en fait, par rapport au modèle de contrôleur que tu choisis. Et là, Joa commence à nous sortir la phrase, non, mais c'est bon, t'inquiète, je vais les fabriquer, les contrôleurs.
Years ago, I made my first kind of MIDI controller. I had no tools, not a lot of knowledge about it. And yeah, I always wanted to do my own MIDI controllers. I felt like on the market, there wasn't something that was really meeting my needs, I guess. I wanted something different. And this time I felt like I had accumulated enough knowledge and tools. And I was like, this time I'm going to make a controller and that's going to be the real deal. So I really wanted something unique for my live show. I wanted something that was going to be a part of my identity. And basically the way I did it, I was doing it like it was an engineer's work. I did a lot of prototyping, going back and forth, doing mistakes, whether it was mechanical, electronic, or coding, programming. You're going to basically draw the printed circuit board and where are the components are going to be and etc. Then the factory, you make prototypes, the factory makes those PCB, you have to populate the components on it, put the knobs, the caps, everything, and then deck savers, everything. I mean the whole thing, it's a really complete project. I worked nights and nights and nights. I mean, it was like an insane engineering project. And we had deadlines because we had the first show for Pact. The controllers needed to be done. Basically, I had 5 months to have it finished. That was horrible. Pact is one of the new projects. It's a new show we're making with Theo and Joris Delacroix. So I had to make 3 of those controllers in a pretty short deadline. And basically the concept of this show is that people can come on the stage and play the music with us. So I also made new controllers for the public and people can come and play on the stage with us. But man, it works. It was great. I mean, now that it works, I see it as a big achievement. It's something I always wanted to do in my life, and I am proud of it, to be honest. I'm not proud of a lot of things I do, but the MIDI controllers, I am proud of it. I think it's great. So.
On se rend pas compte de la montagne de boulot que c'est pour faire ça, mais tout seul en plus, quoi. C'est genre à 3h du mat, je recevais des WhatsApp de vidéos, il nous expliquait, tiens, là j'ai fait ça, putain, ça me fait chier, j'y arrive pas, c'est bon, je laisse tomber, ça m'a saoulé. Et puis tu vois qu'à 5h du mat, t'as reçu notre vidéo, c'est bon, j'ai trouvé, le mec ne lâche rien, tu vois. Ça fait partie de ces trucs avec Joa, tu te dis, mais en fait, tout est possible, quoi.
So the last year, there is in the last the last year, I did the album. I started to make my real controllers, and I also started the project with Joris and Theo. I started doing gigs also with Ento. I passed my pilot's license. One thing I hate the most is to do nothing. I need to be productive. If I go to bed at night and I have done nothing all day, I feel bad. It depresses me. I feel like I need to have moved on, to have done something. So yeah, that's why I do all those car mechanic thing. And yeah, I have a lot of machines because sometimes I was like going crazy about the milling machines, and I learned everything I could about milling machines, and I bought a huge milling machine and I redid it like it was brand new and stuff, and then 6 months later I was doing something else, you know what I'm saying? And now I have a milling machine in my garage, you know, and I used it once a year, you know what I mean? It's just like I kind of get crazy about something and then I just learn everything I can about it and do everything about it, and then I'm like okay, bon, that's it, I'm good, let's do something else. So yeah, it's like a loop. in the CTMU, I feel like I'm like my code, I guess, is I'm made to be accumulating knowledge. You know, that's what I'm here for. You know, which makes no sense. You know, it's really tiring and yeah, it's.
Il est obstiné, mais c'est bien, hein. Il est obsessionnel, quoi. Mais c'est super, quoi. Il se décourage pas, il va à fond. Ça, c'est vraiment une de ses très très grandes qualités, quoi. Et je pense qu'il a un cerveau qui est calibré vraiment pour arriver à s'immerger et à approfondir un sujet et avoir une force de travail telle que il s'essouffle pas, il y va à fond et il arrive à exceller dans le domaine, quoi. Et ce, sur un spectre très large.
I like basically everything that's engineering. I like engines. I like logic. You know, I like things that click properly. You know, it's like soothing. So these are the reason why I went crazy about airplanes. My grandfather worked at Aérospatiale on Concorde and things like that. When I met my wife, my father-in-law, he was a pilot, private pilot. And he had a little plane like that. So that was, I always thought, man, I would like to pass my license one day. And yeah, lately I've been doing a lot of travel for my gigs. And I was like, man, it would be cool to do it in a plane, you know? And I feel like the plane, it kind of fits my mindset, you know, very square. I like checklists. I like, you know, everything to be good and perfect. And I guess that's kind of why I went all in on that. I passed my license in 6 months, and a month after I had my license, I had the airplane. So the airplane world, it's a lot of process. Everything is pretty tangible, pretty logical, which I love. I love the culture of briefing. I love the culture of debriefing. You know, when something went wrong, why did it go wrong? Let's never make that mistake again. That is pure engineering stuff. That's how something gets better and better and better, you know. And I love that about airplanes. And I guess it was kind of refreshing because music is really abstract. And even the music business is pretty abstract. It's not like, oh, you work hard and it's gonna work, you know. I always felt like doing some engineering work or airplane or whatever, it was something more tangible, something more logical. You know, you work hard, you calculate this, you do this, and that's the result you're gonna have. Music, you work very, very hard. You can work hard for 10 years, release something, and it works. You don't know why. It doesn't work. You don't know why. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's why doing engineering projects on the side can be a bit refreshing from music. But I think I need both, to be honest, to be complete, you know. Obviously, the tools I use to do music are very logical and tangible, but the music itself has to be abstract. It has to be emotions. You can't calculate it. And I feel like if I'm only doing music, I will go crazy. If I only do engineering, I will go crazy. So I need both in my life. But in a way, for example, making the controller, it is the unification of those two things, music and engineering, you know. When I do the airplane, it's a bit the same because I use the airplane to go on shows, to go on gigs. So I feel like it also makes sense in my world, I guess.